Okay, so yesterday, Greg and Kim, which is my friend that lives down the hallway, who has a car on campus too, they both went to this RA thing, and they had to be there by 8:30. So they got up at like 8, whatever, got ready. And because it's interviews that day, they had to dress up really nice. So I told Greg to wake me up because I wanted to see him all dressed up. Plus, I had to call the towing place because they said I had to get my car between 8 and 11. Which, by the way, they lied to me because they closed at 12. So I got up at 8:30-ish. And yeah, I made you a video at 9, whatever. And then I called the place, and they were like, it's going to be this much, and then you have to be here by 11. So I was like freaking out because it was early in the morning, and it was a Saturday, and I didn't want to wake anybody up because there's another girl a couple doors down from me who has a car, but I didn't know where it was parked, or because usually she parks her car like 3 miles away, so I didn't know if it was there or behind towers or what. Plus, she was sleeping. So I was like, oh my god, what am I going to do? So Greg texted me, and he's like, Kim said you can use her car. Her keys are in my room. So I went into Greg's room, got Kim's keys, and her car is parked at the law school hill, which is up a big hill, which is up a big hill. But you can take the bus up one of the hills. So I got ready, whatever, and, I got my license, got my whatever. And she has a Jeep something. She has a Jeep. And I have a little car. Okay. So, I got outside, got to this bus. A bus pulls up, and, I don't know. Maybe I'm retarded, but I'm not really sure which bus goes where. I don't know if I'm the only one that experiences this, or, I don't know, whatever. So one person gets off this bus, and nobody else is on the bus. So I go up to the door, and I'm pretty sure this is the bus that runs every 20 minutes. So I go up to the bus, and he opens the door. And our bus drivers here are just mean. They are just so bitter and mean. So the guy opens the door, and he goes under his breath. He's like, every time. Like, pissed that I wanted to get on the bus. That he's getting paid to drive. Whatever. So I asked him, before I got on the bus, I was like, does this bus go past Law School Hill? And he looks at me and he goes, have you ever been on this bus? I was like, no, I'm sorry, I haven't. He's like, it goes past Summit every 20 minutes, which meant it goes up to the Law School Hill. I was like, okay, being my fake cheery self that morning. So I swiped my ID to get on the bus. And I got on the bus, and I sat there. Well, I guess he was sitting there waiting for people to show up to the bus, which nobody did. So he was reading the paper and being bitter and angry and pissed off, and so was I, because he almost made me cry, because don't these people realize that I'm getting my period? Do I need to wear a t-shirt that tells you that I will kill you if you mess with me? Because I was just not in the mood. It was like 9 o'clock. No, it wasn't. It was like 10 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, and I was up. Whatever. So he goes up to Law School Hill, and I pull the little cord, and I always say thank you to the bus drivers when I get off the bus. So I pulled the little cord, he stopped. And when I went to get off the bus, I was like, thank you. He goes, yeah. Like, what a jerk. So whatever. So I walked up to Law School Hill, found Kim's car. And I don't know. Usually I'm pretty good at working cars, but her car just wasn't working for me. It just wasn't. So I open the door, get in the car, start the car. And I didn't have my glasses because my glasses were in my car, which was at Summers, which got towed. So I got in her car, and she was not as tall as me, so I'm not really sure why her seat was back so far, but it was. So I tried to move it, and it just would not move, and it was driving me insane. So finally I gave up and just stopped. I just stopped trying to move the car because I almost started crying. So I started her car, and whenever her car is warming up, it goes really, really freaking loud. And whenever I started her car, it was doing that because the heat was on, and then the radio was on, up really loud, so I turned the radio down, turned it off, shut the heat off so it would stop yelling at me. Then I tried to work the windshield wiper because there was like frost and stuff on the windshield. Well, that one worked because there was ice on the windshield wipers. So I got out of my car, and apparently she has an ice scraper, but I did not see the ice scraper. So I just used my school ID from New Oxford. So I was like scraping ice off the windshield, and like I was getting chunks of it off, but there was still some ice / snow / whatever it was on the roof and on the hood of the car. So, oh my gosh. So I finally got her car moving, but because I couldn't move her car seat up, I had to sit on the end of the seat, like on the very edge of the seat. I couldn't buckle up, and I could barely reach the gas pedal. The windshield was fogged up. There was moisture on the inside of the windshield, so I couldn't see. And, yeah, it just sucked. And, yeah, it just sucked. Hold on, new video time. That was 6 minutes.